The work of one of Britain's best-loved modern artists is going on show on Wednesday in London. Sara Firth delves into Paul Nash's world of surrealist landscapes and dreamlike environments.
Quintessentially modern, Paul Nash is often described as one of the most evocative landscape painters of the 20th century. This exhibition at the Tate, Britain, seeks to go far beyond the usual look at his art. It touches on aspects of his work people are perhaps not so familiar with.
We also want to look at Nash in a new way, to think of him not just as a war artist and a landscape artist, but to think about the diversity of his work, how he experimented with surrealism in the 1930s, and also how media like photography and collage became important to him.
About 160 artworks and more than 100 items from the Nash archive are on show here. Well, from landscapes to war. In 1917, Nash became an official war artist, and he went on to create some of the most iconic images of the First World War, such as this oil on canvas, "We are making a new world," a powerful statement about the impact of war. For Nash, this was a time developing his technique. It was the first time he'd painted in oil, and he created these haunting mudscapes of broken trees and shell holes. Rather than show dead soldiers, he shows the impact of the First World War on the landscape. The exhibition also features locations where Nash lived and shows his emotional responses to landscapes in Kent, the Chiltern Hills and Iden in Sussex. But he wasn't just a painter, he also worked in collage and photography. This is one of Nash's most important surrealist sculptures, lost for more than 70 years. Moon Avery was found in a cardboard box this year in London, and this double-sided painting has never been shown to the public before.
The surrealist landscapes are where I think he's at his most interesting, where he takes two different landscape realities and combines them in one painting. So you have the sea invading the land, and you have megaliths and cliffs and strange places where you wouldn't expect to find them.
This retrospective shows how Nash explored some elements and narratives from the beginning of his career right up until the end. The style Nash found during the First World War to represent its horror is evident in his work decades later, like this painting of graveyards of German planes in World War II. From an attachment to the English landscape to an emotionally devastating experience of war, Nash painted right up to his death in 1946. His work both strange and very familiar, evocative and haunting. The Nash Exhibition will run until March the 5th. Sara Firth, TRT World, London.